Even 20 years later, we can't forget them. An American prince and his beautiful bride lost in their prime. JFK Jr. did his best to protect the love of his life, once charging at a photographer who found them on the beach.
Don't do that. You don't come up to my girlfriend when she's on the beach alone.
In July 1999, John, Carolyn, and her sister Lauren boarded his Piper Saratoga plane, planning to fly to Cape Cod for the weekend. They didn't take off until after 8 p.m. John's safest course was to hug the coastline and veer east at the last possible moment. Instead, he made the mistake of flying over the dark ocean. He became disoriented, crashing the plane into the Atlantic. The American prince was 38, his bride 33.
It's just devastating. I mean, he's so young. They were so promising. They never even had a chance to have children.
We all know this is both a moment of celebration and a moment of sadness for the United States. And our thoughts and prayers are with the families of John Kennedy and Carolyn and Lauren Bassett. It is at times like this that we really stop to recognize that as big and diverse as our country is, we can come together as a national family. We can come together in sorrow or in joy if it reflects the values that we honor most. This is one of those moments.
Sam will come to order. Chaplain now delivered on.
Oh, dear God, we speak of these three remarkable young leaders in the present tense, for regardless of the outcome of this tragic accident, they are alive with you.
Merits of it. Let me say that John Kennedy and his sister and later his wife were uncommonly kind to my daughter and to my wife, and this has been a very difficult thing for us personally, as well as because of my position. They are very strong people, and I think they're carrying on as well as any human beings could, but they need the support and prayers of our country. Thank you.
In 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on. First to the Bilderbergs. Then he caught on to NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death, allied with the one person in this world who I knew was honorable enough to trust, and we began to build the plan. Penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you could not sleep. Many of you could never go on. You need each other. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. That is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you've heard the plan. If you heard the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching. We see it all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the files kept on every one of you, for that matter, you'd never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one. And where we go one, we go all. Are. There were many silent patriots serving as security around the assassinated president's son all through his life. Some watched from far off. These patriots were also in every level of government and military, quietly observing, waiting. The day came when his security found a thin strip of putty wrapped around the fuselage of his airplane. It was C4 with an altitude trigger. As the plane goes up to X altitude, the trigger is armed. When the plane drops back down to land, the explosives are set off at X altitude. The back of the plane would be blown off, forcing the plane to dive, giving no electronic record of what happened, and the appearance of pilot error. The swamp would then use the Coast Guard, Navy, MSM etc. to complete the accident. But the swamp had to wait until JFK decided to fly. He had time to plan. The plane took off on July 16, 1999. It was still rigged to explode, but a remote trigger replaced the altitude trigger. A Navy pilot flew JFK Jr.'s plane armed with a parachute and a tape recorder. Playing the voice of JFK Jr., he radioed the tower at Martha's Vineyard to land. After jumping from the plane, he hits the remote. Boom. Plane goes down. Patriots in the military recover the bodies. Navy divers had 8 hours of video recording the rescue. The tapes are missing.